I play a lot of Elim and Shootout. Like, a lot of Elim and Shootout. I love the two modes, and they're, to my opinion, some of the greatest additions to this game ever. Don't get me wrong, I do love encounters, but if I'm tired and I just came home from a long day, dealing with armor-plated, port-spamming, crouching, and angry kids is a lot more annoying than just booting up the sawmill, having fun for 20 minutes, and then getting off and going to bed. But that is just my opinion. So, as a person who plays a lot of these two modes, something has always struck me as confusing. Why haven't the devs truly embraced them as separate modes from encounters and given them more independence so that way they can become greater things? And that is really what today's video will be about. So strap in and let's get ready for this. So the first improvement I would do to Shootout and Elim would really be giving them a separate menu from encounters. Right now they are kind of just slammed on the bottom row of the encounter menu. I don't know why this is done. I know this sounds like a weird pet peeve to have, but it really diminishes the importance of the fact these are two completely separate modes that do not work anything like encounters, and we're just trying to, oh yeah, these are a footnote under the Gronthai. Like, it's a weird pet peeve to have, but the reason I have it is it kind of shows how little importance Shootout and Elim are to the general dev team. And that's strange to me, considering the amount of people that really do play these modes. I mean, I know they're not vastly popular in their community. They don't outnumber encounters, but they're definitely not a tiny margin. A lot of people love playing these modes and play it a lot. But let's get into the real issue with why some people don't play these modes or can't just play these modes, and that's the rewards. Almost every single time I've ever talked about Shootout and Elim, I've complained about their rewards because I think there's a good reason to complain. I mean, a long time ago, the issue was the items you get. That is not the issue anymore. But XP is still a problem with both modes. You simply do not get enough XP from Shootout or Elim to make up for an encounter. So you can't really grind the battle pass at the same rate as normal players. And that alone means you have to stop playing this mode that might be your preferred game mode to go play encounters, which is just counterintuitive completely to the entire method of reasoning behind, why do we have another mode if it can't even be self-sufficient? If it's just something that's just tacked on the side. So I think not only giving it its own menu space, but giving it better rewards XP-wise would be a good step in the right direction. But with this new menu, we could take it a little bit farther. We can give challenges to Shootout and Elim. Like built in-game challenges. It's not even that hard of a concept to me. I mean, maybe it would be hard to implement. I'm not saying it's not hard to implement. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's really a strange concept that every mode in the game should have a challenge. You go into an encounter and you get, kill 10 people with a pistol. That's a cool little challenge. I mean, when I'm playing Shootout, I'd really like it, maybe like a don't die at all. That'd be a cool challenge. Something like that to make more people want to play these modes that are just kind of feeling a little bit abandoned right now. But moving on from there, I think we have another issue to address. And that is the lack of maps, or really the mishandling of maps in both situations. So Elim has, to my knowledge, it might be 4 to 5 maps. I don't have a number in front of me, so I could be wrong. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less. But we're presented it as Anakin. We aren't presented it as the independent maps, and in fact, we can get the same map over and over and over again in the night, and there's really nothing built in to stop that from happening. If we gave these modes dedicated support, maybe we could add something that, lets you choose which map you would rather play on, whether that be, village or whatever map. That would give a little bit more life and a little less monotony to these rounds. Because I agree, if you play cargo 4 rounds in a row, it sucks. It does. You want to play something else. Giving us a little bit of control there would be really nice. And on that note, I have to add something. Why can't I automatically recue the second the round ends. When I've done a shootout round, I don't want to automatically be sent back to my shelter. Or maybe I do automatically get held back to my shelter. But I want an option to just re-queue for shootout in that menu. I don't want to sit through a loading screen to get back to my shelter. I don't want to sit through queue in my shelter. I can just sit through queue in the end of round loading screen. Give me an option. Maybe I have to hit like Y or X or something to just let me re-queue from there. Because if I'm going to play an hour of shootout, why should I waste like 2 minutes in loading screens in between each round? That's just stupid to me, and I don't really get it. And that's like, these are all minor issues at the end of the day. They really are. They, the issue with shootout, I'd also really like it to be a playlist. I know they're probably eventually going to do that, but Kirsten shootout mode and Sawmill shootout mode should be in a playlist that rotates. But that playlist is going to suck if I get stuck on one this over and over again. And what if I have a favorite? I should be able to vote to play on my favorite. And it's things like this that, like, these might be hard ideas to add. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know. But I kind of want to just voice that I really think someone in the dev team should just sit down and give a little bit more love to these modes. Just give them a little bit more touch-ups, because they're really fun. I enjoy Elim and Shootout, but the loadouts that they did are pretty nice. I like the maps. I think they're fun. I mean, Shootout, people complain that Kirsten is a shootout map, but Kirsten as a shootout map plays completely different to Sawmill. So it's basically getting a brand new mode in my eyes, because they don't play anything alike. So it's not like I get bored. If I get bored of one, I switch to the other, and it's great. Besides the lag on the servers right now, but not the point. But I think I've gotten horribly off topic because I don't have a script for this video. I just wanted to rant about my issues regarding Shootout and Elim, and I really just think if some time was spent optimizing both modes and giving them more, more life, separate menus, being able to queue automatically, everything I mentioned in this video, I think more people would play it. And I also think it would just make the modes feel more like they're a part of the game and not something that just gets wedged in the side. And, maybe then people wouldn't be so angry when we get a new shootout or Elim map. Like, maybe people wouldn't freak out if they felt like it was part of the game. But yeah, these are just the ravings of a madman. But hopefully you enjoyed them, and maybe you agree with a couple of the things I said. But that's it for today's video, and I hope to see you guys next time.